This morning they took quite a long while. I believe I edited like 20 minutes out of this. So this is the morning starting. Um, I'm watching it with you, so I'm not really sure what we're gonna see, but obviously I'm gonna edit it in between, and I'll see y'all at the end. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell so you don't miss nothing that's coming out. Because I've been a little lazy lately, so I'm about to smash you with a bunch of videos at once. See you in the end.
Session, all those having business before the court draw near, the Honorable Judge Cedric Simpson presiding.
You may be seated.
And here comes our ever loving Judge Simpson.
Court does call the case of Beal Properties versus Rebecca.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Kunkel requesting permission to practice under Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of Attorney Jill Bauer.
Not the way I wanted to start my morning. Okay. Permission to practice is granted.
Good morning, Judge Simpson, Nora Wright on behalf of Beal Properties.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Need a pen.
All right, Your Honor. So we are here today on a motion for partial summary disposition. It's my understanding that counsel isn't prepared to go forward today.
Your Honor, may I please address the court? I recently substituted in on this case, and at the time I knew a motion had been filed, an oral argument requested. I never saw a notice of hearing in the case. And in fact, I'd had several communications with Ms. Bauer, including a stipulation to adjourn a hearing. I didn't know anything about this hearing today until yesterday when I received the email from the clerk saying this was the finalized docket. I do have, I think it would be beneficial to the court to have, and I would very much request the opportunity to file a responsive pleading. I would also report to the court that we have had settlement negotiations, and I'm working diligently to facilitate that settlement. There is an offer on the table, and I'm hopeful that we will be able to come to an agreement. But in any event, I would request the court for 30 days to file a response to the motion, as I think that there is cause to argue the points raised in that motion.
Our client is very eager to go forward today because this is a landlord-tenant case. It's been going on for over 7 months now, but I understand
Legal Services is complaining about the length of a landlord-tenant case. Interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I do understand that Ms. Wright is just coming onto this case. We did try to communicate with her a bit about this motion prior to yesterday, but I understand that she is coming onto the case, and we understand if at the court's discretion they choose to set it out, but we would request that it not be set out more than 2 weeks, given the considerable delay in this case.
And Ms. Wright, when did you find out about the motion?
I only found about today's hearing date yesterday, Your Honor, when I reviewed the court's clerk's email saying your finalized docket. And this was on the docket for summary disposition. Prior to that, I didn't have any notice of hearing or documents from anyone saying there was a hearing.
But you had the motion.
I did have the motion, yes. That was sent to me by previous counsel.
And how long ago was that?
I think it was just I filed a substitution of attorney in the case. On 4/16.
many more do I have? What do I have here? That's it. 14,
Yes.
How long will it take you to get a response?
2 weeks, I could get a response in, Your Honor.
All right, I will adjourn the motion. I'll adjourn the motion to June 4th. All right. 2024 at 9 a.m. Response to the motion will be due by May 14th.
Thank you very much for that consideration.
Anything else? Is not here.
Yeah, I have. All you and Kim are here, they must be talking. That it's including those actually get to look at.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's not just me. Oh, there are people.
There are. And Ms. Gazeri is here, but she on 2 other cases. And she's talking. So
She's here covered.
For Pantera and Piper.
Got it.
And then obviously, yeah,
So the only thing I have is a trial.
yes. Oh, Mr.
Oh, they're here.
Mhm, they are. Thank you.
So who's here on this one? Morgan?
I have Mr. Gordon here.
Well, as I'm recalling, that's gonna be just numbers.
I wasn't that last year, but
As I recall, I know. Court calls the case Valley Ranch versus Hamden. And Tim Sack. Sure,
Good morning. Your Honor. We did reach a resolution.
you did reach a resolution. All right. State your name.
Val Hamden.
All right, what's the resolution?
Your Honor, we would ask the court to enter a conditional dismissal in lieu of a judgment.
Say again.
Uh,
Folks, I need to hear. Thank you. Go ahead.
We would ask the court to enter a conditional dismissal in lieu of a judgment. The parties have agreed to convert this non-payment of rent matter to a termination of tenancy. Mr. Hamden has agreed to just turn in his keys and vacate by May 6th. He indicates that that is enough time. That is less than the 10 days that the court would give him. And I'm aware of that. And if the court takes exception to that, we would modify it. But Mr. Hamden indicates that's enough time. I did explain 4B is checked and the consequences of not moving out on the 6th. And I do have that for the court's approval. Thank you.
Mr. Hamden, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you realize that you would, I mean, the concern that I have is that it's not 10 days. Are you gonna be able to be out by the 6th?
I will do my best. I mean, half of my stuff is out of there, so I should be done by this.
The only thing I would do, I don't have a problem with this conditional order dismissal, but I would make it the 10th.
That's fine then. Maybe just more comfortable.
That works for plaintiff. Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll correct that on that. Sir, do you have any other questions regarding anything contained on this conditional order of dismissal?
No.
All right. You are appearing here unrepresented by counsel. Court would have to advise you have 3 business days to think about this judgment. If there's any legal reason, any confusion that you have regarding it, or any right you believe that you haven't asserted, you'd have to file a motion with the court within those 3 business days. You understand that?
When you say it's a judgment, I believe it's dismissal.
The conditional order,
Yes.
the order, you'd have to file that within 3 business days. You understand that from my signing? Case is conditionally dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hear me. That's. Why don't we just do this one? I'm just telling you. So we are waiting. And nobody else ready?
No, Ms. Kazari's on 4 cases. And I don't have Mr. Lee from this camp.
Oh, boy. Santa Croce, what do you have?
We're here on Hamilton Clock Crossing, Pender, where Carissa is out in the hall. But
Okay,
it's gonna be resolved. I can offer that news.
I take a vote. Who believes him? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you do that one. So. Got it. So she's here on Pender. So Ms. Kazari is here. I have only one other left, and that's Kim and you.
Yes,
And they're both not in the courtroom.
correct. They're both here.
They're both here. I feel them. The fact that they're not in the courtroom.
They're right out in the hall.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
I don't want to get billed.
Yeah, I don't either. It's like, do I leave them out there or do I get them in here? Pretty much a coin flip. You think? We can Band-Aid off. Sometimes you don't do that. Sometimes they're like stew. You just let them simmer. It might be better in the end. Well, I could have used my baking bread, but it doesn't fit here. Mr. Allen, if you could gently go out there and check and see with Miss Hughes, Mr. Hughes and Miss Kim where they are. You can let them know there's no rush for them to appear, but just to check in on them. Good morning, Ms. Kazari. I wasn't rushing you. I realize you have a number of things. Santa Croce was saying all bad things, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We covered you. I'm not looking at you because I don't want to know. No, go ahead.
He's ready. She's getting some paperwork signed off, and then they'll be coming up.
Miss Kim is getting paperwork signed out. Oh. I know. It's freezing in
I'm warm.
here. It's like we have climate change in here. It just is crazy. Why is it cold? But it was warm
It was hot.
this morning.
Yes, we were so.
So you turned it up to now we're freezing.
It's happening.
Made it warmer. I'm old. Cute. Are you two ready? Let's see. Court does call the case of Forrest Knoll versus Star Mason.
Paul Hughes, P 31986, appearing on behalf of plaintiff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Min Kim on behalf of Ms. Mason. Your Honor, we're happy to report that the matter has been resolved and parties are dismissing the case.
And I was surprised your
counterclaims.
file is much smaller than mine.
I was trying to keep it that way. So the case is being dismissed
That
as
is
to
correct.
both, it's to all parties' claims.
Yes.
And any counterclaims claims it's the last pending action.
All right,
Do
great.
you need a paper slip filed, Your Honor?
In order,
In
dismissing
in order?
with you two, yes.
Okay, thank you.
This case is dismissed. That is without prejudice as to all claims.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Dodged a bullet. So everything that's left is Miss Gazari. Miss Gazari, are you going to need more time? It's fine if you do.
Is for David Mantiris, Quality Cuts Barbershop.
Okay. Let me call that one. Get that off your plate. It's freezing in here. You know that. Huh? I'm cold. I don't know. Like my fingers, my hands. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that the old guy's cold. It's freezing. She ready? And then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Brown, it's all civil in here, so you're in the wrong place.
I was wondering if any of my clients had wandered into here.
No, I think everybody in here belongs except you. But no, I didn't mean that. No, I wasn't saying that badly. I was just pointing that out. We'd start talking about things you wouldn't know. All right, all right, take care. Ready for me to call that one or?
Yes.
Okay. City of Ypsilanti versus Quality Cuts Barbershop.
Good morning, Your Honor. First, I give very standing information record for plain.
Come on out. Your name?
Kiana Rogers.
Come on up to the podium.
Kiana Rogers.
Thank you. All right.
Your Honor, I understand that Ms. Rogers is the owner of Quality Cuts Barbershop LLC. And she has signed a stipulation to dismiss the case without prejudice.
So the city is dismissing and she's stipulating to dismissal.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding the dismissal? Or anything?
No.
That took a minute. Okay. All right. I will dismiss the case without prejudice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm ready on the Hamilton
Okay.
versus Pender. I
Pender?
have an agreement to set out my plan.
Okay. Here we go. Court does call the case Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Jermaine Pender.
Good morning, Your Honor. Carissa Gandari, hearing for me.
Morning, Your Honor, or Your Honor, Anna Sumide and Jude Rich requesting to appear pursuant to Michigan Court Rules 8.120 under the supervision of David Sankoche.
Got it. Permission to practice is granted.
We also have Tremaine Pender's mother. She's also the power of attorney here today.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lily Pender.
Thank you. All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we have a conditional order of dismissal that we'd like to place on the record.
All right. No, you go ahead, give it a shot. No, you were gonna like throw it out to the attorney. You're not gonna learn any other way. So go ahead.
Okay.
Spit it out. If you get it wrong, we'll all ridicule you. But go ahead.
So we have resolved the issue of the conduct by Mr. Pender and Ms. Pender have agreed for a year-long probationary period under which any violations of the lease will lead to the failure to comply. The issue of the dog has been resolved. They are looking to get a emotional support registration. Once that has been received, along with the registration of the dog and the updated shot record, then the dog will be allowed to reside in the apartment. And this seems like I just read it. Oh, this is not updated. Okay. Your Honor, so the case is essentially being dismissed without prejudice, subject to certain terms. We've agreed that Mr. Pender can continue to continue his tenancy through the end of his lease term, provided that he complies with some things. And opposing counsel did mention some of those things on the record. Essentially, he is going to pay his monthly rent timely starting on May 1st, 2024. The parties have agreed that there will not be any unauthorized pets at the leased premises or animals. And that the pit bull, I understand, has now been removed from the unit. The parties have agreed that it can return in the event that Mr. Pender provides satisfactory documentation to show it's an emotional support animal, and also to he also needs to provide an updated shot record and that it's been registered with the city of Ypsilanti. If the dog is deemed an emotional support animal and it returns to the property, it cannot be left unattended. It needs to be monitored and supervised at all times on a leash. And just looking through this to make sure there's nothing else. And then in addition to those items, defendant, all occupants and guests shall not cause or threaten physical harm to another person at the leased premises or common areas. Defendant shall comply with the terms of his lease. Regarding the, am I putting it on the record regarding the window coverings? Okay, and so is it being replaced? And then yes. Okay. And so the window coverings have been removed from the unit, we understand, and they are going to be replaced at Mr. Pender's cost.
I don't think so. He's been there for 4.5 years. The property has to update the property every year. It hasn't been replaced since
They don't need to update every year, but what's the deal with the window coverage?
There were blinds and they have been removed. There's now towels and rugs and sheets hanging from the windows as window coverings.
So where are the originals? Well, no. If there were window coverings in the premises when Mr. Pender took possession of the premises. The premises now don't have those window coverings. So what Ms. Gazzari stated would seem to me to be correct. But there's then a statement made that Hamilton Crossing replaces window coverings every year. I've never known a complex to ever do that.
My understanding is that the blinds are still there. There's just like sheets covering them. And so the sheets will come down.
No, we supplied blinds and there was never.
No. But we're making this really complicated and it's not. When he moved in, there were blinds.
Yes.
We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
The blinds are no longer on the windows.
They are.
So why are there towels?
Yes, those are curtains. He doesn't have curtains, but he put towels up to block out people being able to see. Like in the back, it's a sliding door. There is no curtains, there is no blinds there. Never was.
I don't know that that's true regarding the blinds, because
Right.
what's being exposed is the towels or the rugs. And if there was a blind, you would have that on the other side, so it wouldn't be showing. If someone is looking at your window, you wouldn't see the towels.
Right.
The blinds are still there.
The blinds are there in the front where the drop parking lot is. and he has sheets covering that. And the back is a big sliding door. There was never no blinds there.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I got some blind in my garage. I'm just trying to help. No, okay, never mind, my bad.
They're all-
That's where we got stuck. Was the blind. I thought it would be the dog. I have a question about the dog.
Okay. If it's a blind, you can't get them on the other side. Okay, so they're willing to take them out.
A big sliding door. Just have you pick them up. I mean, they're saying you have.
No, it's a big deal.
Okay.
Doors, people can see it. That's all they're concerned with. It's just that set of blinds. That's what I just heard.
So I can.
And how is it happening? And you need to.
Yes.
Okay.
Can they just have maintenance so they can see it?
Oh,
Just on the back side.
Hold on. And is it cheaper for me to pay for the blinds and have them put up for? It's maintenance give me a charge of local money. I'm just saying.
Right, she wants blinds on it.
Like this.
Okay, and, all right, so hold on. So where's the blinds? At the top. So you replace that, you have.
towels.
Their laws, you replace that. Don't get rid of the towel. But they want blinds on those doors, screw that.
We did.
Oops. So, and we're blocks there. It's fairly short. Blinds do anything to tell them. I don't know.
I'm saying.
The whole case broke down over towels.
She's not gonna go right now. You can either talk to them.
Okay, we'll come back to the towels and blinds. I do have one question so that this doesn't get lost. The registration of the dog, does the city of Ypsilanti register dogs?
Yes.
Ma'am, please. Because if they don't, the order should contain that if by default, if the city doesn't, they have to register with the county. Because the county is the one that would then license the dog if the city does not. All right, I've contributed my part. You guys go back to blinds.
The other item is regarding the equipment outside. It's gonna be removed. It's gonna be removed. So there's like snow blowers and other equipment on the porch, and my understanding is that will be removed.
That's correct.
She'll get the towel in the bathroom window.
We're back at the windows.
It's all blinds on the back.
Thought we were moving on.
Once you.
I realized we hadn't solved the problem.
Put that piece on the record.
And
Okay, the equipment on the porch is going to be removed. Got that one. Did we resolve
Yes. she's
the
back.
windows?
Yes, my understanding is that the sheet and the towels are going to be removed from the window coverings, and plaintiff is going to provide defendant with an estimate of what the cost would be to replace them, and then she will decide whether Mr. Pender and Ms. Pender will decide whether to replace them themselves or to have plaintiff replace them at their cost, at defendant's cost.
We will get that corrected in the COD.
And
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm clear, so, because something tells me this could come back. The windows, the window coverings, well, the sheets that are acting as window coverings and towels will be removed.
yes,
The window, then the blinds will be reinstalled, or how's all that working?
There's two windows. One is in the bathroom that has a towel. She will remove the towel. The other offending orifice, if I should, are the sliding doors. It's from a mold. Are the sliding doors that where the blinds were destroyed. She's going to give her an estimate on the blinds, and she will either have them do that and pay for them out of pocket, or she will herself put new blinds there, and at that time they will remove the coverings there. It's a privacy concern.
sorry. Yeah.
I don't want her to spend a month on me.
Just trying to figure it out. Maybe I just wasn't. It's technically it would be correct, just that.
Your Honor, my understanding is that Ms. Pender is going to contact Mr. Pender, and today maintenance will go into the unit and assess the windows and the window coverings, and then provide Mr. Pender and Ms. Pender with a quote for what it would be to replace blinds on the window coverings that no longer have blinds, on the windows that no longer have the blinds. And then
That's more than the two that Mr. Santa Croce just talked about.
It
right?
is, Your Honor. So what I have is it the back of the house?
It's the bathroom, the patio door, what, the sliding
There's
door,
also two windows at the top there in the photo that I'm seeing that no longer have.
two other windows.
I don't, I'm not sure. But they don't want to want to. And maybe they do, so they'll go in and check, right? Next one.
Okay, they're gonna go in and check all the windows. Those that don't have proper blinds, there's going to be an estimate given.
Yes.
And the parties at least agree that all of those will need to be covered in some fashion. Because if they're there, it's already covered or has the ability to be covered.
Yes.
If they're not there, then they need to be covered. Is that correct? Everybody's agreeing to that?
Yes.
Okay, so now then the landlord's going to give an estimate.
Yes.
Once that estimate is provided, then the Penders will decide whether to go with that estimate or whether to have it done themselves.
Yes.
Okay, all of that sounds wonderful. Sounds like a great plan that's going to blow up. I'm just saying, and so one thing, how long a period in time does this decision need to be made? There has to be a time frame on that.
So my understanding is that maintenance can provide the estimate within a day or so. So if they go in today, they can provide the estimate within a day or two.
So an estimate can be provided, say, by Friday. Okay, so that's the 3rd. Okay. Now, how long do the Penders have to then make their decision about whether to have Hamilton Crossing do it or to have somebody else do it? That's the next date that I need, that they have to make a decision. Then how long they have then to complete that. If the Penders choose to do it themselves, the date it needs to be completed by. And if it's not completed by that date, then by default, something has to happen, which I would suggest would then be that Hamilton Crossing would install them at the Penders' expense.
We've agreed on 10 days.
So 10 days. So then by the 17th, well, let's just make it by Friday, the 17th, the Penders would then have to make their decision. And then on what's the drop dead date for when this would, if the Penders make the decision to go with Hamilton Crossing, all of it becomes null, because Hamilton Crossing will then do it. If the Penders decide to have them installed themselves, then what date must they do that by?
Yeah.
Why are we going through all of this? Why doesn't Hamilton Crossing just install them? I'll determine what the reasonable price is and then we're done. Because I don't know why we're going back and forth. But never mind. I don't really want to be that involved.
I think that's right, Your Honor. And I think the question is, are these blinds 2 years old and the tenant should be responsible, or are they 20 years old and falling apart and the landlord should be responsible? So how about pictures?
Well, when did Pender move in?
4 years ago, I think.
And when he moved in, the blinds were in working order.
Yes.
And now there are no blinds.
Well, on some windows, correct?
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
Okay, last time I checked, blinds don't just leap off windows. I'm just saying. This is the way I look at it. No, there was that one apartment I had, the blinds. They did. They just, but that was a Baltimore thing. They just leaped off. That happened.
By May 31st, they should be replaced.
By May 31st. Okay. They should be replaced May 31st either way.
Yes.
So the time frame that I have is Hamilton Crossing provides an estimate by the 3rd. Penders then have the 2 weeks to decide whether they're going to have it done themselves or whether or not Hamilton Crossing is going to do it. In either event, there need to be blinds by the 31st.
Yes.
Right? Okay. One other question. It will be the Pender's responsibility to provide to Hamilton Crossing in writing what the decision is.
Yes.
So we don't get everything all mixed up. Great. Glad I could be a part of it. Is that everything?
I believe so. I'm not clear on whether we put the lawnmower and the equipment is going to be removed within 7 days. Is that
There's a lawnmower too?
outside? Yeah, and the snow blower and those items are going to be removed. The equipment that's outside will be removed within 7 days.
Okay.
Okay, and then, so in the event that, there is a, default on one of the terms of this conditional order of dismissal, plaintiff may file an affidavit of noncompliance with notice to,
defendant's counsel via email. And then they have a 5 business day objection period. If there's no objection filed, then plaintiff obtains an immediate judgment for possession and immediate conviction. If a written objection is filed with a copy to plaintiff via email and mail, then there would be a hearing held. The only issue for the hearing would be whether there was a violation of the terms of the conditional order of dismissal. The parties have waived the 14-day notice and objection period and the 56-day rule. This order will go on for 365 days for 1 year. Neither party is waiving any claims or rights under the lease or the Landlord-Tenant Relationships Act, and then nothing contained in the order should be construed to be an admission or finding of fault on the part of either party.
Is that correct? That's exactly what you were going to say, right? Okay. All right. So when will I get the conditional order dismissal? They're students. They're not doing anything. You can do that today? No, I'm kidding.
Your Honor, can you give us 7 days?
All right. Case settled, order in 7 days. Thank you, folks.
This case that I'm handling for Jeremy Piper on Danbury Park, and then the other settlement conference that's up today for Glencoe Hills, we do not have an agreement.
I'm sorry?
The Glencoe Hills case, we do not have an agreement.
Glencoe, you don't have an agreement. And that was Pender. And then you're also handling the case for Mr. Piper?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you just ask me? I'm sorry, I was looking at
I was saying maybe we handle Danbury Park first because it might be quicker.
Okay, you want me to handle that one? Okay. Danbury Park versus Denell. Judge Freshour wants to.
I'll see you there.
Can you let Gustav know? Yeah, I'll be right with him. I'll come and see her. Just a second.
Oh.
I'm gonna handle one case and take a break. I think she's on her last case, but I'll come right out after.
Alex. He's the one that's gonna help me. I'm sorry.
Your name?
Carmen done now.
Okay, what are we doing then?
Your Honor, Carissa Gazzari. Ms. Donnell was just telling me that she's concerned that her attorney is not here, but it looks like the motion was filed in pro per. I don't see an attorney on her motion.
Who's your attorney, ma'am?
Alex Henry, I thought he would be here today. Legal aid representing. He's been helping me with the case.
Oh, he did not, they didn't file an appearance. Legal Services was here today. Did they talk to you at all?
Yeah, I should have called him before.
Did you want to give them a call and see where he might be? If he's going to represent you?
I don't have, yeah, my phone isn't in the vehicle, but
Okay, you can go out and get that and then give them a call and see what they're doing. Okay? You're welcome. I'll pass it.
I'll be right back. Thank you, sir.
Think. Well, this is Pender. Here, this could go. Then you need time on the other one, correct, Mr. Zer?
Your Honor, you may need a little assistance.
Okay, I'm gonna step off. I've got to talk to Judge Freshour and then I'll figure out what we're gonna do, okay? So court will stand in recess.
All right.
And this is what I love about Judge Simpson. He is so caring and so understanding He took so much time in that last case to make sure that everything was understood about the terms of the conditional dismissal. He was even willing to offer his own blinds to this party so that they did not have to pay for it out of pocket. Now, everybody knows he can't do that legally, but it was just awesome that he did that. So at this point, my recording finished. He did not come back quickly. So I'm going to try to pick up where it left off when he returns. So tell me what you guys thought in the comments, and I'll see you at the other side.